Shalom. This is Shalamah from the Great Millstone Atlanta Church. Before I get started in this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace, safety, much love, and blessings to the elect of Israel scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, who is today you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This lesson is going to be pretty much going into America in the scriptures, United States of America in the Bible. So it actually is mentioned a lot of times. America is mentioned a lot of times in the scriptures. You have to look out for keywords like Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. What's another one? The land of the north, the northern kingdom. Ezekiel 38 talk about the land of unwalled villages. I believe that's how it's put. But we're gonna go into some scriptures. It's gonna be quick. The first one I want to get is Joel chapter 2 in verse 20. It says, "But I will remove far off from you the northern army." And this is talking about the Lord, but pretty much the salvation for Israel. You know, he's going to make sure those, as a matter of fact, let's go up a little bit. Verse 19, "Yea, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, Behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith, and I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. But I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, and his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea." The utmost sea is really talking about the Red Sea. And it says, "And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things." So this is talking about America again. You know, America being destroyed, and that that army pretty much not being able to touch Israel, because the Lord is going to protect his elect. Now, of course, 2/3 of Israel will be destroyed. You know, but a lot of that destruction is going to come from nuclear destruction, nuclear missiles. But right here, the Northern Army, that's talking about United States. So let's go now to Jeremiah, which is actually a few times in Jeremiah where America is mentioned, but I'm just gonna kind of get the key points. Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 17. "At that time they shall call Jerusalem the throne of the Lord, and all the nations shall be gathered unto it, to the name of the Lord, to Jerusalem. Neither shall they walk any more after the imagination of their evil hearts." It says, "In those days the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel." It's talking about the northern and the southern kingdom. It says, "And they shall come together out of the land of the north." That's talking about America again. "To the land that I have given them for an inheritance unto your fathers." So, you know, Israel, northern kingdom, and the southern kingdom will be the elect of Israel will be saved and put back in their own land. You know, so that's Jeremiah 3 and 17 and 18. Let's go to Jeremiah 16. Let's go down to verse 15. It says, but the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. There it is again, the land of the north. It says, and from all the lands whether he had driven them. It mentioned the land of the north, and then it mentioned the other lands. That lets you know that most of the Israelites, a large majority of the Israelites, are in United States of America, which is Babylon the Great. And it says, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave them unto their fathers. Pretty much saying the same thing that was mentioned in Jeremiah chapter 3. Let's go now to chapter 51. Because once the Lord deliver the children of Israel out of America, then he's going to destroy it. It says, Jeremiah 51:33, for thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon, is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her, yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. So yeah, that's talking about that destruction. This place is going to be shaken back and forth, uh, like the biggest earthquake you ever seen, because it's going to be hit with so many nuclear missiles. It's just going to be a long quake of nothing but destruction and fire. All right, so let's now go to, before I go to Daniel, I want to get Second Esdras. And this is in the Apocrypha, Second Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 40. It says, those are the 10 tribes. Let me go up a little bit. 39. And whereas thou sawest that he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him, that's talking about Yahushua. It says, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea, the king whom Salmanessar, the king of Assyria, led away captive. He carried them over the waters, so came they into another land. So I'm going to go ahead and read 41. But they took his counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So that's how the Northern Kingdom got over to North America and South America. You know, there was no one here. No man has ever dwelt in this land. So the Northern Kingdom, which are the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, you know, the Hispanics, the Seminole Indians, you know, those were the tribes that was brought over here from the Northern Kingdom. So let's go now to Amos, chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom. I'm going to start that again. It says, this is verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I would not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, said the Lord. So over and over, when the Lord mentions America in the scriptures, he's talking about Israel being saved and America being destroyed. That's a clear description of who is who, and, you know, pretty much let you know that this is talking about United States. Now you can't tie any other countries and any other people to these scriptures. It can't be anywhere else. It can't be anyone else. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 13 Salaki, 38. And this is mostly talking about Russia, Gog and Magog, but it mentions America in here also, along with the land of Israel, not the people of Israel, but the land of Israel, because the land of Israel is going to be destroyed, but not completely destroyed. Let's go to verse 11. It says, "And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go up to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, and to turn thy hand upon the desolate place that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land." So you think about what land has different nations there, just to make money, because all of these other nations, Moab, the Chinese, uh, Ishmael, Elam, Ishmael, the Arabs, the East Indians, all these other nations come over to America to make money. But this place is going to be taking a spoil. It's going to take a spoil and take a prey, which is going to be done by Russia. Because when you go up into the scriptures, it talks about Gog and Magog, and Meshach and Tubal and all these different places. Meshach is what is now Moscow. So let's keep on going. Now, these last two, no one can deny that this is talking about United States of America. First, I'm gonna get Revelation 17, and then I'm gonna go to Daniel chapter 7. All right, it says, "And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth on many waters." And those waters are people. So this is talking about a nation. That great whore is an actual nation that's pretty much sitting on a large amount of different nations. Not actual countries, but people, different types of people. And it says, "With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and inhabitants of the earth have been made drunken with the wine of her fornication." So a lot of different philosophies came out of this place, and it has pretty much poisoned the rest of the earth. Because America is a filthy place when you go into the minds of the people. Certain things people want to be named as, called. You already know what I'm talking about. And just the way this place is ran. It says, "So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns." Now those 10 horns is talking about NATO, and the 7 heads are 7 other nations. So we're going to name them. You got France. You have Great Britain. You have what's another one? Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spain, and Greece. Those are the 7 heads. Verse 4, "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones, and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. So that's what this place pretty much stand for. You know, these a lot of other nations come over here on vacations. You know, they travel over here. Either they making money or they coming over here to engage in some filthiness, because that's what this place is about. You know, so we can keep going in Revelation 17, but I'm just trying to get the key points of America in the scriptures. So now I want to go to Daniel. Let's go back up to Daniel chapter 7, which is a really deep chapter, 7 and 8. Actually, the whole book of Daniel is pretty deep. But I'm going to read Daniel chapter 7 and verse 8. It says, I considered the horns. Behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. So when you go into the 3 horns, that's talking about, just think who came over here and established America and took out the Native Americans. You had Spain, you had France, and you had Britain. Those are the 3 horns. But America, when it was finally made independent, it overcame those other 3 horns. You know, because you had wars with the French, you had wars with the British, and you know, pretty much that brought independence of America. So those was people that coming out of these European countries over to America, set up and established America. You know, of course, they say it was discovered, but you know, we already know the Gad was already over here. But yeah, those 3 horns, I'm gonna name them again. That was Britain, France, and Spain. It says, and behold, in this horn were eyes like, let me go back up. Before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots, and behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. You know, so I believe that's pretty much it. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The little horn is America. The 3 horns was France, Britain, and Spain. So that's pretty much a few scriptures that mentions America in the scriptures and in the Bible. So of course there are many more. You know, it's mentioned in Isaiah a few times. It's mentioned in a few books. But those were like key points when you read those scriptures. I'm gonna go over them again. I went over Joel chapter 2 and verse 20, Jeremiah chapter 3 verse 17 and 18, also chapter 16 and verse 15, 2nd Ezra chapter 13 and verse 40, Amos chapter 9 and verse 8, also Jeremiah 51 and 33, Ezekiel 38 and 11, Revelation 17, 1 through really all of Revelation 17, to be honest. You know, that's America being mentioned in the scriptures. And of course, it goes into Israel being delivered and that land being destroyed. So, hey, that's the future of this place. I pray this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom to the elect.